Hello there, this is Big Benedict. We're playing The Evil Within on Akumu difficulty mode, and this is chapter 12 of 15. It's entitled The Ride. And there's going to be two sections, starting with this one, where you're fighting Heresy. And they're tough fights. This one is not very tough. What I found out on these was that don't go hog wild on using like explosive bolts and costly freeze bolts and things like that. You are seeing me use these shock bolts on this guy, and even a grenade. He yields quite a lot of items. Sometimes he'll give you grenades. What he does is he does stabs at you. That stab, if you're in the center, you'll get killed automatically. And this is a section where, like I mentioned, I suspect, and this is a strong suspicion, that you don't even have to hit him. All you have to do is survive this. Obviously, when the bugs come, they're a big priority, because when he does this rocking motion with the bus, if you're near your characters, the camera will like shift behind them and you can hardly hit the bugs. I would say the bugs are the biggest issue on this guy, as well as his stabs, which are hard to anticipate and even harder to dodge, even when you know which one's coming. But that is not too bad. I mean, bottom line, don't waste too many resources on that thing. Like the explosive bolts, don't waste them. It's not like he has an HP bar. It's just a timed sequence where your survival is the most crucial thing. This chapter is not too bad. It only has two parts that might give you trouble. The first of which is not this part here. This is actually really easy, annoying, and kind of tedious, but not hard. The turret section is the frustrating part for me. Don't worry about that crate. It doesn't count as damage if it touches you. It might be something to suspect on this type of difficulty. But this difficulty here, there's a couple of sections where, since it's Akumu mode and one hit and you're just out of the game, we haven't had too many scenarios where I suspect that a lot of people will be frustrated. I mean, there's been a good half dozen or so, but the thing is, like on the turret section, any claw attack from enemies that are on the machine gun or I don't know what it is. It's a mounted gun vehicle. But this section here, the best thing to do is to stay to the left under the overhang. And there's two problems with that. First of all, Kidman is going to... She stays back here, and she's going to get in your way. More specifically, her ass is going to just get right in your way, and it's really annoying. And I'm not saying that to be funny or to make people laugh. I'm just saying it's a big problem. Just... See, it's just right there, right in your face the whole time you're trying to do this fight. But if you just stay back here, it's not that bad. The second issue is your bullets clipping on pieces of the geometry and not hitting the targets. See, it's just kind of frustrating. The other guy, I don't even know his name, he doesn't prevent too much of a problem. He even helps out, in fact. But anytime they slide off the hill, they'll attempt to climb in the car. And another issue is when you're standing back here, she'll still get in the way. See, it wasn't her, it was her... like her shoulder area that I couldn't see through. So, and this is another timed situation. So, like here, did you see that I got that shot on this guy here? But the thing was, if I tried to shoot him, well, she just got a bloodbath, didn't she? If I tried to shoot him with the handgun, I probably wouldn't have got the hit off, because it's not as precise of a reticle as the sniper rifle is. So it's just that, you see that cross? It's like a cross beam up there where I'm shooting through. But this is see, even the Molotovs, they can't hit you over here most of the time. I mean, because they throw them, and if you're at the far edge over here, you're safe. And it's not tough. It's not hard whatsoever. So what you get, once you get this, you'll get yourself a checkpoint. And then what I would do is put the shock bolt on, because it is pretty good to stun the guy at first. We're going to be dealing with Heresy again, and this always takes me a long time. So what he does is he'll do a stab attack at the closest to him. Then he'll do a stab attack close to where you are if you're in the back. And the camera shifts very abruptly too with his stab attacks. Also, he does a swipe attack. If you're ducking under it, you won't get damaged. But it's so instantaneous that it's very hard to stay alive in this encounter. But like I said, it's not even about using powerful weapons. It's just about staying alive. So he's going to stab the back, so I'm going to run forward. What other things here? I would just say that slowing him down is pretty helpful here, and just use your handgun ammunition. Throw a grenade if you need to. I think the reason I threw a grenade there, I usually prefer to use the shotgun on those guys and not waste a grenade, because the grenades are a very sparing commodity in this game. So I personally think it's a little bit down to luck, because it happens so fast. He's also got a claw attack that starts at the rear of the bus and goes forward, and I believe the only way to get out of that is to be positioned in the middle and run forward against the screen towards him. But it's a tough encounter, and I just can't stress enough how important it is to have the proper loadout that you want before you get to a checkpoint. Because on a lot of these sections in this chapter, and for the whole game in fact, sometimes you'll just be ushered into the checkpoint, and at that point, whatever your loadout is, that's what you're stuck with. If you're stuck with the flashbolt unloaded, without having been reloaded, you have to reload it every time. Same with every weapon. So it would just be a better game if they saved your loadout, whichever one you died with. So here's an explosive bolt. The best thing that I know to do here is to shoot this barrel to get this guy killed, swap to the grenades after headshotting her, and this is going to kill a cluster of grenades here. Excuse me, what am I talking? The grenade is going to kill a cluster of the haunted that are coming after you. This is not too bad of a section. The dynamite throwers, if they've lit dynamite and you fell them, that's the end of them, because they'll fall down and the dynamite will explode. The dynamite throwers are not a serious problem in this game. So that cluster is done, and then we have another cluster. There's two main clusters, and then there's just a few scattered soldiers. I think I was unconsciously trying to say Shattered Soldier just then, which is a Contra game that I beat. I S-ranked it a long time ago. And I've also contemplated re-downloading Ghost Recon Future Soldier to my PC and doing a guide for it on hardcore, since I really love that game, and there's too few games that are in third-person perspective these days. It's just an atrocity. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to push these over here, and I'm going to be sacrificing the bombs, because this section is just too long, too difficult overall, and you could always get them afterwards too. So what I'm going to do now is I'm looking for a bottle to throw. There's a bottle right over here. I'm going to throw a bottle nearby where the bomb is and have people running over to me, and then I'm going to shoot the bomb. So this goes against what I've been doing in a lot of the game about oh, I know what happened here. I had killed all the guys, so there's no more guys near me. So yeah, this is not too bad. And do I even do this trap part? Let's see if I do it. I went for it, you guys. I don't go for the other one though. But the section that was just pissing me off to no end is coming up. The sniper rifle dude, you're gonna have to kill him. He's right up there. Very easy to take out. The next section is irredeemable. This next section, there's no way that I would ever redeem this section and give it the redemption that it might want, even though it's just a section and it wouldn't want anything. But it's bullshit. The checkpoint that you don't get should be the second you get on the turret. The second you get to the turret, it should say checkpoint, because it's difficult and annoying to have to keep running to the vehicle. It was almost impossible for me to get there until I learned just how, the game wanted me to thread my way over to it, and I have a 100% guaranteed way to get to it every time now. But there comes a point where I just say, fuck this turret, because I don't think I do. I went for this one too. Wow, I was pretty bold. There comes a point on the turret, I think there's 3 waves. You're going to see me jump off the turret and retreat back to the ambulance, because it's complete bullshit. On this difficulty, I don't think you die on the other difficulties, even though, like, some sections, like with Laura, you get killed even if it's on survival. But I don't think it's instantly getting killed on any other difficulty except this one for sections like this with the turret. And you'll have to forgive me. I was very tired. I had to go all the way down to Oakland, and when I came back, it was a family type of medical thing, and I slept for 17 hours because I was so stressed and so tired, having driven back and forth to Oakland. Which the first time I got there 2 hours the first time, but it took like 3.5 hours the second time, and so this family emergency stuff might be wrapped up, because the doctor is just a saint. He's the kindest, humblest man I've ever met in my life. He imbibes the true spirit of medicine, that just wants to help people and not just cash in on people like their money accounts. But anyway, enough of that. This is the hardest section up here. Make sure you grab the key card before you grab the homostatic pack, because if you don't, then you'll have to get the former every single time. So at this point, I said I need a new strategy here. So you'll see me look around a little bit. I'm contemplating things. I'm going to use an explosive bolt right over here for anybody who runs back here. Now, this is a guaranteed way to get to the tank. So what you need to do, you'll come up here, you'll see the cutscene every single time. Switch to your handgun, and after the cutscene ends, just sprint over here, crouch, thread your way over to this location to kind of bait him, and then go back here, sprint. Now aim at the tank, blow that up, come over here, use a flash bolt, hit a bolt on the gun, and that'll stun the gunner. The reason I hit the tank was because, the incendiary tank over there, the red tank, was because that will hit you if the car blows up. So at this point, I believe this is just wave 1. We have melee focused foes, as well as I think there's a few policemen. But if they get up here and they start clawing at you, it's game over. And that's really where the difficulty of a game like this comes in. So at this point, I said, let me catch my breath for a second. This is the last piece of shit, this guy here. I can keep him alive and not do the spawn. So I'm going to set some explosive bolts over there, and then we're going to put this guy down and burn him up. And I don't think we'll get the next wave. See, I was running back here, and in my wake, I'm laying traps. You've seen the traps that I've laid. However, nobody's spawned yet. We're in between wave 1 and 2. Wave 2 also has dynamite throwers. So my main issue is I can always get to wave 3, well, most of the time. But wave 3 is composed of gunners, and the main problem is the reticle and the screen effect of the smoke. You can't see what you're shooting. It's utterly ridiculous. So I said to myself, I probably have to get up here to have the spawn happen or hit the tank. So let's see what has to happen. I think you just have to jump in the truck bed. No. He has a problem of getting into the right spots up here and mantling onto the correct area. But do you see what I've done? I put a couple of traps there so that the people start chasing me. Okay, so I went off. Here come the dynamite throwers. And admittedly, if you do use the turret, you're not going to have to waste your own ammunition. But I refuse to put up with this bullshit. I'm intolerant of bullshit. Sometimes you have to suffer through it in a game. But when you don't have to and you can do other things, I always do the other things. So I was trying to shoot this guy because I didn't want him setting off the trap. I want a group of enemies setting off the trap. And I think what's going to happen is Wave 3, the SWAT guys, is going to blend in with this wave here. So you're not going to see any kind of abrupt transition. But I do think that I have to go up a little bit further. I thought he was feigning death, that guy. So I'm going to have to go up. The second I see those SWAT guys, it's back. I'm going to run back as far as I can. And I'm hoping that the people that start chasing me will get killed. Well, I know they'll get killed. It's just, I hope they get killed in the best way possible. Most bodies downed. So on and off the turret. Are they coming? Yep, there they are. It's a couple of... See? All those guys? See all those guns that they have? It's not that many guys, but one stray bullet and you're dead. So I'm letting them chase me, and see, they're all getting killed. The majority of them. There's a guy with the sledgehammer. You take him out, but see, one of the guys stayed on the car up there, and he surprised me at the end. But see how great of a trap this is right here? That's their only way over here, and they're going to get killed coming over here. But you're going to have to be really careful here. Like, use the shotgun and down these guys. And be very careful about trying to light them on fire from outside of the ambulance, because you might have another guy in the vicinity with a gun. So that's why I'm staying in here. Okay. Just like this. So just stay in the ambulance, and unfortunately this is just one of those strategies that I had to improvise and do different things. So at this point, I thought everybody was dead, but like I mentioned, one guy remained up in the truck, the gunning, whatever the fuck it, the gunning truck, the mounted vehicle with the gun on it, with the fucking goddamn gun on it. Jesus, you see, when you sleep 17 hours, you're even more tired because you've slept too much. You slept to excess. So this guy scared the holy hell out of me up here because I thought everybody was dead, and then I see black, which is the color of evil in this game, the evil within. So I meleeed him, and I thought I had my... See, I don't know what the hell I did there. I had the wrong guns in different slots, but that's the end of the whole affair. If you just want to stay on the turret, good luck, but you're dealing with bullshit. And that's it. There's nobody left. And this last section here, I didn't participate. This here is me having the record button on, but I went to go to the bathroom, and I still won because I said to myself, I'll probably just die, and then I'll come back, and I'll just do it when I fucking do it. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm just tired, but I'm getting more energy. So I'll see you in the next chapter.